Today we have a reading for you about somebody that is realizing that going along with what everybody else's opinions dictate isn't working very well for them. We have someone who is trying to pretend that they don't miss you, trying to pretend that everything is fine even though you're not around anymore. They want to appear unbothered. However, that's not easy for them because they are actually quite bothered by your absence. I feel bound by my culture and my family's beliefs on how I should live my life. I'm working towards breaking free from limiting myself based on their beliefs. So it could be friends, it could be family, it could be a mix of both, but we've got third party interference in a romantic connection where somebody is realizing that maybe it's not the most important thing in the world to pretend that they don't miss you. Maybe they just need to be honest about it. So let's calm spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box, as is more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. Hello, Carrie. How we doing? And thank you to those that have checked out my candles on Etsy. That is also linked in the description box for you. Hello, MTM. How we doing? I think we will start with the Egyptian tarot. What else do we have? We have the Five of Cups in the reverse and the Tower in the reverse with the High Priestess. Suffering in silence, feeling like everything has to be presented as I'm fine, nothing to see here, just like keep it moving. There was something that happened, but it wasn't that big of a deal. Just like leave me alone kind of thing, right? So they don't feel like they're allowed to show any of these feelings. They don't feel like they're maybe allowed to be emotional. They feel like they have to just kind of put up with missing you and feeling like things have gone horribly wrong without flinching, without looking sad, without talking about you or mentioning that, you had a great connection. They feel like they have to hide all of this from their friends or family. Oh, you're so welcome, MTM7. We have the Queen of Swords in the reverse. Five of Swords in the reverse and the Two of Swords. But this High Priestess, does not have to be a woman, feels miserable having to keep at a distance from the person that they miss. Having to pretend that everything is fine is that much more exhausting when it really isn't fine, right? So they're at a little bit of a crossroads here. This is someone who's realizing I'm probably not going to just like stop feeling this way. I'm probably going to need to admit to myself that this is an issue. And my friends or family, they're really just reminding me that I had to choose this over the love that I would rather have in my life. We have the Sun and the Three of Swords. This is the acknowledgement or realization of a broken heart. I thought I could just kind of like keep skipping along and everything would be great. I thought I could just, go back to doing things the way I did before and I wouldn't notice your absence. But the truth is I'm heartbroken. The truth is I do miss you and I don't like how things have gone. I need to find a way to make it right. I need to contact the person that I pushed away or the person that I broke up with because of my family or friends' opinions. Hello, James. How are you doing? We have the Page of Wands and the Knight of Swords in the reverse with the Ten of Swords. So this feels to them more and more like they betrayed the love of their life or someone that they love in order to do like everybody else. Like they were just trying to follow the rules, but now they're realizing that was a mistake. They feel like they should have taken more time with this decision. If they had, they would have realized that they were dealing with a person that they were in love with. And they just kind of like pretended that it was nothing. Pretended that it was a Queen of Pentacles in the reverse kind of thing. Like, well, I don't really trust you or see a future in this anyways. When the reality is they did and do. I'm glad to hear that, Carrie. What else do we have? 8 of Wands in the reverse. And the 3 of Wands. So more and more we have someone who's pretending like they're not bothered, pretending that they don't miss you, but at some point I'm going to have to communicate. At some point I'm going to have to reach out to this person. I'm not just going to stop missing you. I've got to pick up the phone or I've got to text you. So let's see what else we have. This is the Marigold Tarot. Hello, Astral. How are you doing? Hello, Franco. What's up? No, I try not to marry people off of YouTube. Seems like a bad idea. We've got the Sun again. And the King of Swords in the reverse. This feels to me like the family member or the friend who was not in support of the relationship, or like the most vocal critic of the romantic pairing here. This is someone who, with the 9 of Swords in the reverse, it's like they keep poking at the issue. They can tell that the High Priestess did have some sort of emotion. So it's kind of like, I don't know if you have a sibling that really likes to irritate you or get under your skin. I know I do. But this is like somebody who's like, I know that this is irritating for you, so I'm going to ask you, hey, how's that person you're not talking to? Oh, that's right, you're not talking to them anymore. Oh, you ruined it, didn't you? Very cruel, very rude. And this King of Swords in the reverse, taunting the High Priestess, is making the High Priestess feel like, okay, maybe it's time to change my decision. Maybe I should stop hanging out with you and go talk to that person that I actually care about. Hello, Garth Brooks. How are you doing? What else do we have? Knight of Swords in the reverse. Queen of Swords in the reverse again. 7 of Swords in the reverse. So I don't know if I've completely ruined things with this Empress, the person that I love, but the High Priestess is saying, I've got to do something. I've got to be honest about the fact that I really am bothered, or I really am heartbroken over the fact that we're not talking. And I made the wrong choice. I let other people influence what I wanted or how I approached the connection. And I wish that I had just, you know, been honest with myself. What else do we have? 6 of Cups in the reverse and the 8 of Swords. Old habits, immature behavior. That makes this High Priestess feel like they trapped themselves and made it incredibly difficult for them to actually approach this romantic, like their love interest, in a way that is confident, because they know they already caused some drama here. 10 of Cups in the reverse. You probably think I hate you. You probably think that I, didn't have any interest in talking to you whatsoever. Or maybe you just feel like I'm controlling, or, you know, I like to play mind games. But I got to tell you what really happened. I didn't want to reject you, but I felt pressure to stay single, to avoid relationships, to be cold to you, to date multiple people at the same time. You know, whatever it is, we have this negative influence that prevented a relationship from moving forward or getting more serious. And the High Priestess wishes that they had instead invested more into that connection. So how do I communicate that? What do I say first? How do I make sure that this Empress doesn't think that I'm just playing games? Six of Rings, which is the Six of Pentacles, the Five of Rings in the reverse, and the Six of Swords in the reverse. I don't know, man. This person who was trying to look unbothered and trying to pretend that everything was fine is now feeling like things are almost like impassable or impossible, not doable. And yet they feel this strong desire to make things right. Even if you reject me, even if you like slam the door in my face, as long as I can tell you that I really did have feelings for you and I messed it up, it's like, as long as I can tell you it wasn't you. They don't want to be the reason for a heartbreak on the other side. It's almost like I'll fall on that sword, you know? If I'm the one who ends up getting the broken heart, then I guess that's how it goes. But I feel like I should at least let you know that I did actually have feelings, or I do actually have feelings, you know? Hello, Nolan. Hello, Pill9, how are you doing? If you like the McRib, you are still welcome, yes. Hello, Just Jokes, how are you doing? Hello, David. You can have your opinion and I will have mine, David. Hello, Adona, how are you doing? So hopefully I said that right. I'm sorry if I did not. We have the Star, the Knight of Swords, and the Sun. Okay. So now that I've made up my mind that I want to make things right, even if you're going to reject me anyways, it's like there's nothing else that I can think of. That's the only thing that I have on my mind. Everything else is just like secondary to figuring out how I can fix things, how I can apologize, how I can enlighten you to what really happened on my side, since you're probably confused why I went hot and cold, right? Hello, Cherry. How are you doing? We have the Page of Cups and the Two of Pentacles. The Page of Cups is in the reverse. If I'm sad or upset or depressed, or I feel a sense of loss because I was just trying to keep up appearances for other people, then I have to ask myself, why am I willing to sacrifice what makes me happy? Why am I willing to be depressed in order for those people to think I'm good enough? Maybe I don't care what they think about me. Oh, is it really? No, David, that makes my day. That's actually really cool. I have watched a decent amount of Scrubs, but it has been a very long time. I'm trying to think. The thing I probably quote the most is when Dr. Cox sang, wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong. But I think I also heard we don't get to have Mr. Yanader back. I think he passed away, so R.I.P. But I do think it's cool that the new iteration is going to have, like, the four mains back. Well, I would even say 5 with Dr. Cox. We have 4 of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles. I'm proud you. Good work, High Priestess. Again, does not need to be a woman, but this High Priestess is saying, okay, so in other words, I'm upset because I rejected a person that I actually like. And I'm upset because I'm hanging out with people who made me reject this person. So what if I just do like a reversal? Bzz. And then I go and make amends with the person that I do care about, and just like kind of dip out on the people who aren't really my friends. I mean, you know, there's like a middle ground. You could like have a conversation with your friends, like, hey, just so you know, I don't care anymore what you think. Like, we can still talk about, like, I don't know, bridges and video games and food and stuff. But, like, when it comes to my relationships, I really don't care what you have to say, because look what you do with your life. It's like, you don't date, so I can't take dating advice from you, right? You don't do the love thing, so I'm not going to let you decide whether or not I'm in love. If I want to talk to you about, you know, what the appropriate cracker is for Munster cheese, I might ask you that instead. Which is kind of like render under Caesar what belongs to Caesar, right? We have the Lovers, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Seven of Wands. Okay. The Lovers, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Seven of Wands. Defensive energy. I'm making a different choice. I made the wrong choice before. I let other people make it for me, or I, you know, kind of felt pressured into it. But I've had enough time now to acknowledge that I made the wrong choice, right? Oh, of course you can, Carrie. I thought I had asked too much of you. Hold, please. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Yay. Hello, Kat. How are you doing? And hello, Slidem. How are you doing? Yes, I agree with that, Carrie. So there is this decision to change, at the very least, one's approach to dating. I'm not going to take their advice anymore. They're not really experts in that, or they just like give me like the worst advice on that. But hey, you know, like maybe they know how to help me with my skateboarding. Maybe they know how to help me with baking cookies. You know, that's cool. But just not the love questions. We can't talk about that anymore. So we have the King of Wands and the Page of Pentacles in the reverse, with the Ace of Swords in the reverse and the Eight of Wands. So our High Priestess is coming through as this King of Wands, recognizing that they squandered an opportunity or fumbled a really great love just so that they could impress their friends. So they're coming back around. They're going to say, hey, by the way, I might have kind of lied to you about whether or not you were important to me. I might have been lying to myself about whether or not I wanted a future with you, right? I don't know how it's going to be received, though. This Empress might be like, that was like 9 months ago. What are you doing here now? That was 2 years ago. Why are we talking about this now? What else? Hello, Life on the Go. How are you doing? What else? Happiness, wholeness, overjoyed, smiling, threatened, embarrassed, appearances, realization, awareness, finding out, coming to light, and alien telepathic dreams and songs. So I know that this person that I pushed away is actually somebody who makes me very happy. I don't want to give up that happiness. I don't want to lose that person forever. Even if it means there are friends or family that mock me or, you know, insult me or even go no contact. I guess that's just like how it is, because the reality is that person is my dream partner, or that is not somebody that I can easily get over. I have to at least make an effort. I have to at least try to apologize and make things right with this person, right? Oh, of course. No, thank you, Carrie. Hello, Rob. How are you doing? I hope the UK is having a good day. Let's see. Pretending, fake, living beyond means, and verge, about to reveal and confess. So I've been pretending that everything was fine, pretending that I was unbothered, pretending I didn't really think about you all the time and wonder what would have happened if I hadn't just kind of like played games. So now I'm ready to come through, show up when you're not even expecting it, or call when you're thinking that you'll never hear from me again. And I think this is somebody who's going to say, basically, I'm in love with you, or I fell in love and tried to pretend that I didn't. Tried to pretend that I was fine without you. But I was wrong. Oh, so wrong. And that ties back to that Dr. Cox song. That's perfect. So we've got tragedy, cleansing, and come together. So there's some element of it being a forbidden love, or people, you know, not really taking it seriously, telling you you shouldn't pursue this. But when you acknowledge that you've been taking advice from the wrong people, there's a reconciliation. Man, screw what you guys have to say. I don't care. I'm going to go do what makes me happy. I like it. All right, but we need to know, how's this person going to respond? Do we have a love match? Does the Empress want to see the High Priestess, King of Wands? Hello, Queen. How are you doing? I do general reading up until about 30-35 minutes, which is about another 10 minutes. And then do personal questions with priority to those who tip or donate. Hello, Trilobite. How are you doing? Hello, Gingy. How are you doing? Hello, Mark. I won't disagree. You got to be able to use that intuition and figure out what intentions you're dealing with there, right? Hello, Nat Nat. How's it going? What else do we have? Crossroads and another sun. Crossroads is number 22. It talks about a decision. Do I want to go with what everybody else tells me I should want, or do I want to go with the person that makes me happy? Do I want to be in that relationship that I keep daydreaming about, or am I going to like remain stuck with these clowns? Hey, like, you can't fault me for calling them clowns, because like they literally came out as clowns, okay, you guys? I think we have this High Priestess choosing their love interest, deciding to, you know, let go of the need to do what other people feel like they should do, and instead offer their hearts to the Empress. We have the dog and the scythe. I think this could be enough to convince the Empress to be in a relationship. Because I do feel like the High Priestess is going to let the Empress know that not only is it like I've recognized that I looked at the situation wrong and I should have been honest with myself and honest with you, but I think they also appreciate that there needs to be like boundaries or a change in behavior going forward if this relationship is going to work. So, okay, you have told your friends to like pound sand now and you're confessing your feelings, but like, how are things going to be in 2 months or in 2 years? Will they have any influence over you at that point? Will you, you know, still be sticking to that decision? Oh, thank you, Nat Nat. Oh, thank you, Slida. That's so sweet. This is the Gilded Reverie. We have the Anchor. Hopefully you could hear me. The Anchor, which is number 35. The Moon, which is number 32. And the Mice, number 23. Okay. So because the High Priestess has acknowledged that there has been a pattern of loss or negative influence or bad advice from this group of friends, they are acknowledging that certain things, like the pillars in their life that lead to a sense of security or happiness, those things need to be kind of isolated from the friends, or they need to end the friendships. We have the Mask, which is number 40. Another Sun. We have the Leo energy in this reading. So you might have Leo in your chart or in your person's chart. And then we have the Owls, which is number 12 and talks about gossip or unflattering communication. And I feel like this is somebody saying basically, I believed my friends when they were saying negative things about you. So there could have been a little bit of a campaign against you because we had some friends that were threatened by your relationship. Keep in mind that the gender is dependent on your story. This could be a woman, this could be a man. That's not what I'm reading. What I'm reading is we've got somebody who let their friends basically tarnish the image in their mind of their love interest, even though they have plenty of experience and know that their friends are not necessarily the most trustworthy. So now that they've been honest about this, they're telling you, I'm not going to be friends with them anymore, or I'm not going to take advice or listen to their advice anymore, which is probably a step in the right direction, right? Oh, thank you, Nat, about your next relationship. To know next relationship. Awesome. I've added that for you. I feel like we need some Romance Angel Oracle, so let's get a few from that. Hello, Erin. How's it going? Welcome back. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be a bit of an overachiever this week, y'all, because last week I was, taking some days off. So I'm Norwegian, and I was taught like half Norwegian. I have visited, but I was not born there, okay? My mom's side of the family always told me that if you're Norwegian, you have to know how to use guilt. Or like guilt is like a cornerstone of life. So because I have guilt from last week, I'm going to probably be doing 3-4 live streams a day for the end of the month. Plus Sunday's my birthday. So I might do something fun on Sunday. I can't decide what, but it'll be fun. I don't know what. Maybe just get a ridiculous cake. Hello, how's it going? Is it Menel? How are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. Hello, CJ. Oh, did we change the profile picture? Hello, Amir. What's going on? Happy birthday, Amir. So we've got attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. You deserve love. You are lovable. Look, sometimes we hang around people who are negative about romance and just talk us out of every relationship because they've decided that they don't want to love anybody. And you know what? I get it to some extent. You're going to go through difficult relationships. You're going to experience betrayal, going to get cheated on, lied to, all of that. And we have to take time to heal from those things so that we can learn to trust and be vulnerable again. But if you have this like cocoon or this like little group of friends and it's really just, you know, a cacophony of people saying negative things about romance, it can get to the point where you don't really feel supported if you want to take a leap of faith towards a romantic connection, right? So we have heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. That's where we're at for this high priestess. They're like, I can't hide these feelings anymore. I miss you too darn much. I pretended I was unbothered for a long time. I acted for my friends like everything was fine and I pushed you away. But the truth is, I care and I don't want to be away from you anymore. So they're going to disconnect from their friendship group, or they're going to be a little bit isolated, do a little bit of healing, and I think also seek out your company. This is a person who is pretty serious about you, even though you have been no contact for a while. Thank you. Hello, Yo-Yo. How are you doing? Hello, Sacred. How's your day going? I hope you are as well. So we've got the engagement card, y'all. This is somebody who's serious about you. Once they acknowledge they need to make a change and, you know, at least put up some boundaries with these friends or have higher standards for advice, it's like they're willing to be honest with themselves that they want it all with you. This is not just like, I'd like to spend another weekend with you. This is, I envision a life with you, and that's why I'm willing to like kind of uproot things and make some changes. Hey, Brad. I appreciate the sarcasm very much. Communicate your feelings and desires. Who would have thought that that would be the way to move? What? That's crazy. Communication? No. No. How about an interpretive dance? Huh? Then you can figure out how I feel? Religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. So we did at the very beginning have others' opinions. I feel bound by my culture and my family's beliefs on how I should live my life. I'm working towards breaking free from limiting myself based on their beliefs. So it doesn't have to be friends. It could be family. It's probably a mix, right? But the beliefs around love and self-worth have impacted this person's ability to pursue the kind of relationship they really do want. Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Even if this person decides to fumble, part 2, that doesn't mean you don't get love. They're either going to figure it out and come back around and convince you that they're worth another chance, or someone else gets sent your way. So, like, you're a winner either way. Don't you worry. Ooh, Lord. Okay, I just reached for the Gypsy Oracle, but I will be quick with that, and then we will start the personal questions for you guys. Thank you for the bronze medal, Melissa. Or sorry, Miss Liz. How are you doing? We have haughtiness. Carmen, what do you mean? They're a hottie? No, 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 no. We're talking about ego, okay? H-A-U-G-H-T-Y. You ain't got no alibi. I'm sorry, I can't help it. It's like in my head, okay? And cheerfulness. So this is like, well, actually in this deck, we have the pleasure seekers card. So that might come out too. This is like people who feel like they have everything figured out. They know like the secret to life. I have the best life ever. Everyone's so jealous of me. But in reality, they're pretty cold. They're pretty lonely. They don't really have people that they can trust. Does your money keep you warm at night? There's a dirtier version of that I was going to ask, but I'm just going to leave it at that one. I think we've got some materialistic people or some like holier than thou kind of energy here. Like that person's not good enough for you, or that person doesn't make enough money, or that person, I don't know, doesn't look right. This is what our high priestess had to say. Doesn't matter. You are entitled to your opinion, and I'm also entitled to not give a what you think. Hello, 33. How are you doing? Hello, Erin. How's it going? So basically we've got somebody who is moving on, letting go of other people's expectations and deciding that they're ready to make some sort of big gesture. This could be a person who's traveling, like a surprise visit. This could be somebody who sends a gift to open the lines of communication. This person could be a business owner or a salesperson. But I do feel like you're going to be getting communication, and it's going to be of the romantic variety. I really feel like they're going to send you a gift. Now we have this gift card too. So this could be someone who sends you your favorite candy, the latest music from your favorite group, tickets to a monster truck session. I don't know, something. They probably don't call it a session, huh? Is it like a... I don't know, I feel like I can't talk about monster truck without having a ridiculous voice. They're gonna send you a gift, okay? They want you to know that they are sorry. Service. Do you need anybody to help you move? Do you need anybody to clean out your gutters or dust your lamps? What can I do to be of service to you? This person wants to wait on you hand and foot. Like, can I please just prove to you that I'm sorry? What can I do? And reunion. Okay, so I think for the majority of you, there is going to be some reconciliation here. This person's operating with genuine intentions, and I feel like they're going to be honest with you about how they're feeling and what they're going to do or what's going to change, because they're sick of living a lie or pretending that everything is fine when they really are pretty bothered. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Jayanta. How are you? Hello, sweet Scorpio. Thank you, E-Boy. Just so you know, in the description box, there's a link to my second channel where I just read poems and short stories, so you might enjoy that. It is not monetized, which means there's never any advertisements on it, which is kind of a win, right? All right, we're going to move to personal questions. This is the Tarot of the Cat People. And for Nat Nat, we've got, what does Nat Nat need to know about the next relationship? What does Nat Nat need to know about the next relationship? Ace of Wands, strong physical attraction, Hanged Man, but a period of indecisiveness regarding this connection. King of Swords, Strength. I feel like you have a strong physical attraction to this person, but the indecisiveness is you're trying to make sure you don't rush in based on the fact that you're physically attracted and they're attracted to you. You want to see their character. You want to see they're a good person. So yeah, you look like real nice in that suit or real nice in, you know, those shoes, whatever. But like, are you capable of being helpful when an old lady's crossing the street? Are you protective of animals that have been hurt in a public park? You know, like you want to see like the good stuff, you know? Do you have a heart? Which I think is good. I feel like this is saying you're going to take your time more than you had in the past to make sure that those more emotional elements are there and that it's not just based on the physical attraction. I'm doing well. Thank you, Jayanta. Alive, does it look like I got room for a backflip here? Are you for real? I can barely spin in my chair and are you serious? You want me to knock down my whole bookshelf? You gonna clean it up? I do need to dust, so maybe that'll be worth it. Like, just knock everything off and then I can dust it and put it back on. You know what? Yeah, let's do this. So we have the World, the Three of Cups and the Reverse, and the Ten of Wands. There is going to be an issue with somebody who's interested in you at the same time as the person you will be in your next relationship with. The person who is interested in you at the same time will be a more online, like I don't know that you know them in person, but they're very interested. They're pursuing you. It's like they're chasing you. So you might feel kind of uncomfortable in terms of navigating, like, I don't know who I'm supposed to be connecting with, but when you feel that has become clear for you, you do need to make a decision or like take action on that quickly to end the other thing. Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, Three of Swords, and the Seven of Pentacles. So you'll know which one is not the right person for your next relationship based on a clear, like they, in a conversation with you, make it really clear that they're not over an ex or that they haven't forgiven an ex and that they are still carrying that baggage with them. So the question then is, well, I don't want to cook my omelet in a dirty pan. You can always tell I'm hungry when I start using the food analogies. But like really though, if somebody's still like harboring some hate and resentment from the last relationship, it's a lot like trying to have some beautiful omelet get cooked in a dirty ass pan. Get out of here. This person's still mad at their ex. You ain't got time for that. Hello, Cyber Johnny. How we doing? Thank you, Nat Nat. I appreciate it. I feel like they, in general, are helpful, but sometimes maybe a little bit silly. Hello, Sham. How we doing today? Now, Aaron, why would you go and talk about bacon wrap mushrooms when you know I don't have bacon wrap mushrooms? You're welcome, Nat Nat. Hello, Slime City. How are you doing? I got time for a freebie, so I'm looking. I'm scanning. I'm trying to see if anybody asked something here real quick like. I'm doing well. How are you, Slime? Hello, John. What's going on? So rude. I might have to implement a rule that if you talk about something particularly delicious in the live chat, you also have to like send me some. That would be so rude. Carrie's asking, what is coming in for me? What is Carrie going to look forward to? What is coming in for Carrie? The Six of Wands. Okay. Success and victory and the Empress. Stop it. Leveling up. A sense of victory. Victory over behaviors or patterns that had been around for a long time. So this could be like finally feeling financially secure, finally moving away from an old pattern as far as self-sabotage or choosing the wrong people for relationships. But there's something here that I feel like has been kind of like a, I wish I could change that about myself, and you're claiming victory over it in the near future. King of Crystals, King of Swords. This is you, an expert in whatever this is that you had to learn how to do. Oh, I'm so proud of you, Cyber Johnny. Well done. I think you did ask about that at one point. I'm wishing much abundance for you and success on that. Hello, Dee. How are you doing? Hello, Helio. All right, y'all. I think I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Thank you for hyping if you're able to. And thank you for checking out my candles on Etsy. I will see